Welcome to this episode of My VA Disability Claim. Hey, we're talking about being out for a while and still wanting to file a claim, right? My name is Carter Hughes, right, from Helpful Veteran at the Carter Hughes Knowledge Institute, just a repository of information, helpful information for veterans, for dependents, for their survivors, right? We're trying to help you, give you some guidance to help you get to those benefits. Today we're going to talk about, I've been out more than 5 years and I want to file a claim, all right? Now in this situation, many people are in this situation for various reasons, right? We understand there's some folks who were misled and told that they couldn't file a claim, right? When that wasn't the case. So we just want to kind of give them some light so they can help to, find their way to those benefits, right? When you talk about this process, what we're going to talk about today are the forms, the records, and the statements. The forms that you use to file the claim, and then the records and statements that you use to prove the three elements of service connection, all right? When we talk about an approval for VA disability, what you are saying is, I have a chronic disability and it was caused by military service. So you have to prove that you have a disability, you have to prove that the disability is chronic, and you have to prove that it was caused by military service, all right? So we'll walk through it. First off, we talk about chronicity, right? I have a chronic disability. Chronic condition is something that you've been suffering from since separation till now. That's what makes it chronic. How can you prove that? On the record side, medical records, right? From the VA or a private doctor showing, hey, I've been getting treatment for this condition since separation up until now when I'm filing a claim. That's one way. If you don't have medical records, you can use statements, a lay statement specifically, right? And that's just statements from people who were around you saying, yeah, I witnessed this person have the symptoms, right? If it's you filing a back claim, they can't diagnose you with, bacchiotomiosis or whatever the thing is. But they can say, I've witnessed this veteran walk with an abnormal gait, holding their back, right, having muscle spasm. They can attest to the symptoms, but not the diagnosis. Another statement that could help you with chronicity is a nexus letter. Very popular term that people hear, nexus statement, nexus statement. Yes, indeed. This one comes from a doctor, and it's a doctor looking at your records and saying, in my medical opinion, I believe it's more likely than not that this condition was caused by military service, right? So that's another statement that can help you prove that it was a chronic disability. In terms of that you have a disability, what records can help you do that? Medical records. Medical records can show that current medical diagnosis. Does that mean that if you haven't been to the doctor, you shouldn't file a claim? No, that doesn't mean that. That means file the claim and then they can get you to the doctor, right? That's one way to do it. File the claim and then they will get you a doctor appointment. Or you can go to the doctor yourself, or to the VA Medical Center, or to a private doctor. Now, records to show the in-service event, right? You have to prove it was caused by military service. You can do that. Let's say you got diagnosed with hypertension or diabetes or asthma while you were in the service. Once you get out of the service, you can file a claim for that, right? As long as you still have the condition and are still dealing with it, you can file a claim for that. And the medical records from that time in the service shows that it was caused by military service. In terms of statements that could prove that something was caused by military service, a buddy statement. Buddy statement is a statement from someone who served with you and either witnessed the thing happen or they witnessed the symptoms, right? The after effects of the thing, right? But that's a couple ways you can use records and statements to prove those three elements. Again, when you file a claim, what you're saying is, I have a chronic disability that was caused by military service. So stay focused. We're trying to prove these three things. And we can use records and statements to do it. So when you're evaluating your claim, it's got to start with, okay, it was caused by service. What evidence do I have to prove that? Do I have records or do I have a statement? Once you get that answer, boom, check it off, go to the next one. Okay, I have a disability. What evidence do I have to prove that? Do I have records or do I have statements? Right? Then you check that off. Okay, the disability being chronic, meaning I've been suffering from it from the time I separated up until now. What evidence do I have to prove that? Do I have records or do I have statements? Right? 1, 2, 3, baby, 6 steps, ain't it? Yeah. 6, 7, yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hey, we try to make it easy for you. You know what I mean? If you want to take a picture, write it down. Whatever the case, Helpful Veteran, we have more guidance, more tools on the site. Let's make this thing easy for you, right? We try to help you to organize your claim in a way that can simply guide you to the approval, right? That's what we're doing. That's all we're doing. Helpful information. Hey, learn the information. Use the information. And if you deem it to be valuable, come on now. Share the information. Hey, have an incredible evening, y'all. Yeah, come on now. Ah!